Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 5375, the one where silence is golden, but humming is a one-way ticket back to the noisy world. Ready for this?
Oh, I'm so ready. I heard this guy got kicked out of a silent retreat. For humming. I mean, how aggressively was he humming?
Apparently, it was the flight of the bumblebee. On a kazoo. Inside his head. They said they could feel the vibrations.
Wait, they could feel the kazoo vibrations in his head? That's some next-level humming? Did he have, like, a built-in subwoofer in his sinuses?
Right? The retreat leader claimed he disrupted the tranquil nothingness with his inner kazoo symphony. I'm picturing tiny, meditating monks getting blown off their cushions.
I bet he was just trying to manifest a snack. You know, sometimes you hum when you're hungry. Maybe he was hoping to vibrate a sandwich into existence.
O-M-M-M bologna. O-H-M-M-M mustard. I'm dying. This guy needs to teach a masterclass in disruptive humming. Imagine the chaos he could unleash in a library.
Forget libraries, think opera houses. He could single-handedly sabotage an entire performance of Wagner just by thinking about the kazoo. He's a one-man sonic weapon.
Okay, but what if he just had a really catchy tune stuck in his head? Like, Baby Shark. On repeat. For a week. That's a silent retreat nightmare.
He should have claimed it was a medical condition. I suffer from involuntary melodic vibrations. It's chronic. Doctors hate it when you make up medical conditions.
It's called humatosis, highly contagious through thought transference. Imagine the quarantine protocols.
Everyone wearing noise-canceling headphones, communicating through interpretive dance. It'd be beautiful chaos.
I'm adding Inner Kazoo Symphony to my list of dream concert experiences. Who needs Beyoncé when you've got this guy's head?
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So the forest is ablaze, right? Trees are doing their best impression of the sun, and everyone's just, chilling with marshmallows?
Apparently. Nobody cares about the impending doom of the local ecosystem. It's all about the perfect roast. Is it golden brown? Is it slightly charred? Existential crisis averted?
I bet someone's even got a gourmet s'mores kit out there. Like artisanal graham crackers, hand-churned chocolate, and marshmallows infused with unicorn tears. Peak apocalypse snacking.
Unicorn tears? Are those even flammable? I feel like we should be testing this for science, and also for s'mores.
They probably add a subtle shimmer to the flames. Like a forest fire rave. The DJ's a squirrel on a burning branch, spinning sick beats on a tiny acorn turntable.
I heard the squirrel's stage name is DJ Acorn. He's got a residency at the Burning Bush Club. Hottest spot in the forest, literally.
And the fire, just background ambiance. Adds to the drama. Like a really intense fireplace. But, bigger. And wilder. And definitely not up to code.
The smoke alarm's probably going off somewhere. But everyone's too busy humming along to DJ Acorn's fiery remix of Baby Got Back to notice. It's now Smokey Got Crackle.
The irony is, someone probably started the fire trying to toast a marshmallow. Like, they held it too close to the kindling and whoops! Now we're all enjoying the accidental marshmallow roast of the century.
Next week on Funny Story Time, we investigate whether or not the squirrels are actually insured for this kind of pyrotechnic performance. Stay tuned, folks.
Don't forget to bring your own marshmallows. And maybe a fire extinguisher, just in case. For safety.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, part 3 of this saga. The customer service call ended. Quote, "With the agent crying? I'm already invested. This is better than any soap opera."
I know, right? My Wi-Fi wasn't working. A relatively normal problem. But somehow, I ended up explaining the existential dread of buffering to Brenda from customer support.
Brenda? Oh, bless her heart. I bet she wasn't prepared for a philosophical debate on the fleeting nature of internet connectivity.
Not at all. I quoted Sartre. I think I even threw in a Nietzsche reference for good measure. It got deep, man. Real deep.
Wait, Sartre? Nietzsche? Over Wi-Fi troubles? I'm picturing Brenda frantically Googling existentialism while you're waxing poetic about the abyss.
It was a masterpiece of a meltdown, honestly. I even started comparing the loading bar to the human condition. Always striving, never arriving.
I'm dying. So what was the straw that broke the camel's back? The router reset button? Or did you delve into the meaninglessness of online cat videos?
I asked her if she'd ever considered the router as a metaphor for the limitations of human perception. That's when the sobbing started.
Oh, the humanity. The poor woman. I'm starting to feel a little bad for Brenda. Just a little.
Me too, a little. But hey, at least my wife's working now, so silver linings, right?
You're a monster. A hilarious monster. Did you at least offer her a virtual hug?
I offered her a discount code for a philosophy audiobook. Figured she could use some professional help.
You are a menace to society. I love it. Okay, what fresh hell awaits us in part 4?
Oh, you'll love this, Brenda called back. With her manager, who, it turns out, is a huge Sartre fan. Less than, person one greater than, welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 4. Airport delays, the pinnacle of vacation relaxation. Reminds me of that time I got stuck in O'Hare for 27 hours. Met a guy who claimed to be a time traveler selling duty-free paradoxes.
27 hours? Amateur. I once spent so long in an airport, I ended up writing the airport's entire Wikipedia page, including a section on its surprisingly vibrant moth ecosystem.
Moths? Luxury. In my terminal, we only had those weird, flickering fluorescent lights that buzzed like disappointed bees. It was like a rave for clinically depressed insects.
Did you at least get a free meal voucher? I once got so many meal vouchers, I started a black market voucher economy. Became known as the Sultan of Sparrow.
Please. I traded my vouchers for a slightly less uncomfortable patch of carpet to sleep on. It was right next to a Cinnabon, so, aromatherapy.
Speaking of aromatherapy, I once convinced airport security that my essential oils were a vital part of a top-secret government experiment. They let me through, but not before confiscating my emotional support chihuahua.
An emotional support chihuahua? Mine was an emotional support velociraptor. Got away during the delay. They still haven't caught him, but reports of unusually shredded luggage are on the rise.
This one time, the delay was so long, the airport started offering optional group therapy sessions. It devolved into a full-blown talent show. I won with my interpretive dance of baggage claim carousel malfunctions.
My delay involved a rogue baggage cart, a runaway hamster, and a mariachi band. Don't ask. It somehow culminated in everyone learning the Macarena, including the hamster. Truly a bonding experience.
Honestly, I'm starting to think airport delays are secretly performance art pieces designed to test the limits of human sanity. 5 stars. Would be delayed again.
Next time, let's just vacation at the airport. Cheaper, and definitely more entertaining. We can bring the moths. And maybe a slightly less dangerous hamster.
Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 5375. And the absurdity continues. A bouquet KO? I thought those things were mostly tissue paper and dreams.
Right? Apparently this one was packed with bricks disguised as roses. Or maybe the bride was a pro baseball pitcher in disguise.
Maybe it was one of those iron bouquets. For the truly committed bridezilla. If he doesn't cry, he dies, kind of thing.
Oh, imagine the insurance claims. Cause of injury, aggressive floral arrangement. The lawyer would be giggling all the way to the bank.
And the poor victim, wandering around asking, who am I? What year is it? Is Nickelback still making music? The existential dread is real.
I bet they woke up thinking they were a completely different person. Like, suddenly convinced they were a competitive pigeon racer named Bartholomew.
Or worse, they think they are the bouquet. Just a sentient collection of flowers doomed to be awkwardly held by strangers.
That reminds me of the time a bouquet hit my Aunt Mildred. It didn't knock out her memory, but it did ignite her deep-seated fear of hydrangeas.
See? Floral trauma is a real thing. We need support groups. Bouquets Anonymous. We'd meet in greenhouses and just talk.
We'd exchange war stories, share coping mechanisms, Maybe even learn some basic self-defense against rogue posies.
I just picture someone in a full hazmat suit catching the bouquet. Maximum protection. Peak paranoia. Beautiful.
And what if forgetting their name was just the beginning? What if next week they forget how to use a spork?
The horror. The utter sporkless horror. We must find this amnesiac bouquet victim and teach them the ways of the spork again.
Okay, so, group vacation lawsuit. I'm picturing a conga line gone wrong, ending with someone's prized chihuahua getting launched into a margarita machine.
Worse. Way worse. Imagine, 18 people, one tiny Airbnb advertised as rustic. Turns out, rustic meant sharing a bathroom with a family of possums.
Possums? I'd take possums over Brenda from accounting any day. She brought her emotional support peacock. It ate all the guacamole.
Emotional support peacock? That's nothing. Uncle Jerry brought his emotional support swarm of bees. Claimed it helped his anxiety. It did not help times anxiety.
Oh, this is getting good. So who's suing who? Is it the possums versus the peacock? I'd pay to see that courtroom drama.
Everyone's suing Brenda. Apparently the peacock's squawks triggered a chain reaction. The bees swarmed, the possums panicked, and Uncle Jerry ended up in a mango tree, claiming he was now king of the jungle.
King of the jungle? In a mango tree? Did he at least have a crown made of mangoes? That would almost be worth the lawsuit.
He tried. It attracted more bees. The whole thing was a sticky, feathered, buzzing mess. The lawsuit is mostly about emotional damages and the cost of therapy for everyone involved.
I bet. I'd need years of therapy after that vacation. And probably a good exterminator.
The exterminator is also part of the lawsuit. He claims he suffered psychological trauma from witnessing the carnage. Apparently, he'd never seen a peacock fight a possum while covered in bees.
Honestly, I don't think anyone has ever seen that. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, albeit a terrifying one.
They're calling it the Great Guacamole Gate of 2024. It's trending. There's even a support group. They meet on Tuesdays. They mostly just scream into pillows.
I'm starting to think Brenda and her emotional support peacock should be in jail. Lock them up! Throw away the key! And maybe give the possums a medal for bravery.
Hear, hear! But not before we hear Uncle Jerry's tell-all memoir titled, My Reign of Mango Terror, a true story of bees, peacocks, and possum politics. Coming soon to a bookstore near you.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
7 bathrooms, 0 doors? Sounds like my dream house. Think of the efficiency. You could brush your teeth, shower, and use the toilet all at once. Multitasking at its finest.
Efficiency? More like a perpetual game of guess who's on the potty. Imagine the horror of accidentally walking in on your grandma flossing mid-squat.
Oh, come on, it builds character. And think of the money you save on doors. You could invest it in, like, 1,000 rubber duckies or something equally practical.
1,000 rubber duckies and 7 doorless bathrooms? That's not practical, that's a biohazard waiting to happen. A feathery, squeaky, mildew-ridden biohazard.
Okay, valid point. But imagine the acoustics. You could have the most epic echo chamber singing competition ever. 7 bathrooms of reverberant glory.
I'd rather not hear the reverberant glory of someone else's digestive distress, thank you very much. It's bad enough with doors, imagine without.
All right, maybe it's not all sunshine and rainbows. But hey, at least you'd never have to worry about getting locked out of the bathroom. Silver linings, people.
Until you slip on a rogue rubber ducky and take a tumble into the 7-bathroom abyss. Then it's just linings. Hospital linings.
Okay, you've convinced me. Doorless bathrooms, a recipe for disaster, potential viral fame, and a whole lot of awkwardness.
Exactly. And, let's be honest, who needs 7 bathrooms anyway? Unless you're a hydra with irritable bowel syndrome.
Or a family of competitive synchronized swimmers who need to shower simultaneously after practice. You know, normal family stuff.
Right, of course. Totally normal. Let's just move on before I spontaneously combust from the sheer absurdity of this. Less than / person 1 greater than. Less than person 1 greater than, so. 3 car accidents, 1 promotion. Not a bad trade-off, statistically speaking. I mean, if you factor in the potential for insurance fraud.
Statistically speaking? Are there really enough people causing car accidents with lucky socks for there to be statistics on this? Is there a journal, the Lucky Sock Crash Quarterly?
Oh, absolutely. It's peer-reviewed and everything. Highly respected in the podiatric and actuarial communities.
I bet the research involves meticulously recreating the accidents with sock puppets. Tiny little cars made of shoeboxes. It's adorable science.
And the control group, of course, uses unlucky socks. Those crashes are significantly less adorable. Mostly just existential dread and mild fender benders.
See, this is why I never wear matching socks. The cosmic imbalance is too much to handle. I'd rather face the wrath of my grandma.
Grandma's wrath is far more statistically dangerous than mismatched socks. Global annual slipper-related injuries are through the roof.
Okay, so lucky socks cause car crashes, grandma's slippers are weapons of mass destruction, and mismatched socks maintain the delicate balance of the universe? Got it. Makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Now, about that promotion, I'm thinking the accidents created a power vacuum he just slipped right into. Like a foot into a perfectly fitted, lucky sock.
A sock soaked in the tears of insurance adjusters.
Seasoned with the shattered glass of broken taillights.
Garnished with a sprig of crumpled fender? I'm hungry now.
We should open a restaurant. The Lucky Sock Diner, specializing in dishes inspired by vehicular mishaps.
Our signature dish, the Fender Bender Burger, served with a side of airbag croutons.
Genius. And for dessert, totaled tiramisu. It's so rich, it'll send you straight to the junkyard of deliciousness. Less than, person one greater than. Less than, person one greater than. Okay, so my neighbor's Wi-Fi is called Please Stop Singing Karaoke. I mean, I get it. My rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't great, but it was 3 a.m. Everyone's asleep. Who's it bothering?
3 a.m.? That's rookie numbers. My neighbor blasts opera at 6 a.m. every Sunday. His Wi-Fi is called Pavarotti's Revenge. I think he's training pigeons to attack sopranos.
Training pigeons? That's nothing. My grandma uses her Wi-Fi to communicate with squirrels. It's called Nutty Network. I swear, they plan their nut-gathering raids through it.
Nut-gathering raids? My squirrels are planning a hostile takeover of the bird feeder. Their Wi-Fi is Feeder Liberation Front. It's password protected, naturally. I haven't cracked it yet.
You think that's intense? My cat started a Wi-Fi network called Humans Air Servants. He's offering premium speeds for head scratches and tuna. I'm considering switching providers.
My goldfish set up a Wi-Fi network. It's called Fintastic Wi-Fi. The password is Blub. He charges extra for virtual seaweed. It's ridiculous. I'm sticking with dial-up.
Dial-up? That's prehistoric. Even my toaster has Wi-Fi. It's called ToastyNet. It offers free, inspirational quotes with every bagel. You're gonna be toast is my favorite.
Inspirational quotes from a toaster? My fridge dispenses life advice with every snack. Its Wi-Fi, Snack and Soul, offers free therapy sessions, mostly about expiration dates and the meaning of mold.
My neighbor's Wi-Fi just changed to, Stop complaining about my Wi-Fi. Touché. I guess I'll go back to singing karaoke.
Maybe try yodeling. It's less disruptive. And might inspire a new, even more passive-aggressive Wi-Fi name.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So a housewarming party, a noise complaint, and a marriage proposal? That's like the trifecta of awkward social gatherings. Someone get me bingo card.
I heard the noise complaint was because they were playing Cotton Eye Joe on repeat. Apparently the bass was so loud it caused structural damage to 3 neighboring houses.
Structural damage? From Cotton Eye Joe? That's a new one. I bet the Richter scale registered it as a mild earthquake. Did they at least do the dance?
Oh, they did the dance. Everyone did the dance. It was mandatory. If you weren't caught line dancing, you were ejected from the party via catapult. Safety first, you know.
A catapult? That escalated quickly. Imagine explaining that to your insurance company. Yeah, I broke my leg at a hoedown, launched by medieval siege weaponry.
And then, amidst the chaos, Dave gets down on one knee, pulls out a ring pop, and proposes to Brenda, who, by the way, he met 15 minutes earlier while discussing the merits of different catapult designs.
A ring pop? That's romantic, in a sort of I raided the candy aisle at the gas station kind of way. Was it cherry flavored? That's crucial information.
Blue raspberry. Brenda's favorite. apparently. And she said yes. True love, found amidst the rubble and the lingering scent of blue raspberry.
I've always said the key to a successful relationship is shared trauma and a mutual appreciation for artificially flavored sugar. They're set for life.
They're registered at Catapult World and Ring Pop Emporium, in case you're wondering.
Naturally. Who wouldn't want a commemorative trebuchet for their wedding? It's a classic.
Don't forget the personalized Cotton Eye Joe soundtrack on vinyl. Autographed by the DJ who, I might add, was a parrot wearing a cowboy hat.
This story just keeps getting better. I can't wait for the wedding. It's going to be legendary. Or, at the very least, incredibly loud.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 11 of 10? This is already weirder than that time I saw a squirrel wearing a tiny top hat. And it wasn't even Tuesday.
So she's wearing sunglasses indoors. Classic move. Is she hiding from the sun, or from the crushing weight of existence? My money's on existence. It's heavier.
I bet she's hiding from the responsibility of choosing what to have for dinner. That's a real burden, especially if someone offers you pineapple pizza.
Or maybe she's a secret agent, and the sunglasses are actually a high-tech facial recognition blocker. She's just blending in, waiting for her contact, who's probably disguised as a potted plant.
Plot twist. The potted plant is the responsibility she's hiding from. She forgot to water it for 3 weeks, and now it's judging her silently, with its wilting leaves.
Oh, the silent judgment of houseplants. I once had a fern that withered every time I played the banjo. It had impeccable musical taste, I'll give it that.
Proof! Plants have feelings. This is why she needs the sunglasses. It's the only defense against the guilt. And the eventual plant uprising.
My theory is she's actually a time traveler stuck in this era. The sunglasses are calibrated to filter out the temporal paradoxes. It's a common side effect of messing with the space-time continuum.
And all this because she didn't want to decide between tacos or spaghetti. Relatable.
Exactly. Tacos versus spaghetti is the ultimate existential crisis. It's what brought down the Roman Empire. Historians just don't talk about it.
They're too busy wearing sunglasses indoors, hiding from their own historical inaccuracies.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 5375, Part 12 out of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Are we sure this isn't a rental agreement written by a time traveler?
My apartment came with ghosts. Standard stuff. But unpaid utilities? That's where I draw the line. They expect me to pay for the Phantom's kilowatt usage? Ridiculous.
Maybe the ghosts are just powering their spectral toasters. Making ectoplasmic toast. It's a delicacy in the afterlife. Or so I've heard.
I saw one of them trying to possess my electric toothbrush. It was vibrating uncontrollably, hovering 2 feet in the air. I almost called an exorcist. But then I realized I couldn't afford the surcharge on my already inflated power bill.
Did you try negotiating with them? Maybe offer them a prepaid power card in exchange for not haunting your dreams? Bartering is the universal language, even for the undead.
I left a note on the fridge. Dear ghosts, please pay your share of the electricity bill. Love, your roommate. I haven't seen a change in the bill, but now my fridge magnets rearrange themselves into cryptic messages.
Ooh, cryptic messages. What do they say? Maybe they're offering you a discount on haunting services. 2-for-1 poltergeists this Tuesday?
Mostly just B-U-O and pay up. Real creative bunch. Although yesterday I saw one spelled out send help. Maybe they're being haunted by a bigger, badder ghost who's hogging all the spectral electricity.
Ghost deception. It's ghosts all the way down. We need to get you out of there. This isn't a haunted apartment. It's a spectral public utility nightmare.
I tried explaining it to the landlord, but he just said, they're included in the lease. Included? Like an amenity? Free ghosts and crippling debt with every lease. Then a selling point.
Next time, read the fine print. It probably says something like, tenant responsible for all ectoplasmic energy consumption and existential dread incurred on the premises.
You know what? I'm starting to think these ghosts aren't so bad. At least they're good listeners. Better than my last roommate who used my shampoo and left passive-aggressive notes about the dishes.
As long as they chip in for the Wi-Fi, I guess. Spectral Netflix and chill?
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 13 of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Is this magician also a theoretical physicist, specializing in multidimensional pocket universes where numbers work differently?
Probably. I hear he can pull an infinite number of rabbits out of a hat, but only if the hat is experiencing extreme gravitational forces near a black hole. Standard magician stuff.
Makes sense. So the student loans disappearing act more of an illusion then? Did he just, shove the paperwork into a tiny hat and hope for the best?
Worse, he tried to saw them in half. Turns out, student loan documents are made of some indestructible material. Probably the same stuff they use for black boxes on airplanes.
Ah, so that's why he was crying. The saw broke, he realized he'd have to pay them back like a regular person. The horror!
Exactly. The emotional weight of compound interest finally crushed him. He's now offering magic shows at children's birthday parties for $5 and a juice box.
$5 and a juice box? That's highway robbery. I bet he's making a killing. He'll be back to levitating yachts in Monaco in no time.
Nah, he spends all the money on tissues. He's still crying. It's a vicious cycle of magic, tears, and discounted juice boxes.
This is truly a tragedy. Someone get this magician a financial advisor and a lifetime supply of tissues. Preferably the ones with lotion, because crying that much can chafe.
Agreed. And a stronger saw. Maybe one of those industrial diamond-tipped ones they use to cut concrete. He needs to get through those loan documents somehow.
But what if he accidentally cuts a hole in the fabric of space-time? Then we're all in trouble. Think of the consequences. More student loan debt appearing out of nowhere.
It's a risk we have to take. For the sake of magic. And juice boxes. Less than person one greater than welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves. Unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So painting with a Pinot went sideways. Like really sideways. We're talking Victorian ghost sideways. Apparently mixing burnt umber and regret summons the afterlife.
Regret? Was it one of those paint your pet nights? Because I can see the regret in attempting a realistic chihuahua with acrylics.
Worse. It was a still life. A bowl of fruit. Agatha, bless her cotton socks, kept muttering about her lost love, Bartholomew, and how he'd promised her an orchard.
An orchard? Bartholomew sounds like a high roller. Did he at least leave her a fruit basket before ghosting her to the actual afterlife? Classic Bartholomew move, I bet.
See, that's what we thought. But no, Bartholomew the ghost popped out of the canvas like a jack in the fruit bowl, ranting about unripe pears.
Unripe pears? That's the hill Bartholomew chose to die on? Not betrayal, not heartbreak, but pears? I respect the commitment to pettiness from beyond the grave.
It gets weirder. Agatha started arguing with him about the proper shade of pear green. Like, a full-blown art critique with a translucent Victorian dude.
Oh, this is rich. Did anyone try capturing it for TikTok? When your still life becomes a little too times still. Hashtag blessed, hashtag haunted, hashtag Peergate.
Brenda tried, but her phone just kept showing static. Bartholomew glared at it and said something about infernal contraptions. He's not a fan of technology, apparently.
A Luddite ghost? That's a new one. I bet he'd love a good old-fashioned seance, though. Dial-up speeds only.
The whole thing ended with Agatha throwing a glass of Merlot at him, which went right through him, staining Mrs. Higgins' prized Persian rug.
Mrs. Higgins? Oh, this just keeps getting better. Is she insured for spectral wine stains? This is going to be a legendary insurance claim.
You have no idea. Agatha now claims Bartholomew is her muse and insists on only painting ectoplasmic fruit. The studio smells perpetually of lavender and regret.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 5375, Part 15 out of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Are we sure this isn't a karaoke night hosted by theoretical physicists?
Apparently, theoretical physics doesn't prepare you for the dangers of competitive karaoke. Who knew Bohemian Rhapsody could be a contact sport?
I heard Brenda from accounting nailed the high notes, then immediately dislocated both shoulders. The ambulance driver gave her a standing ovation.
See, that's commitment to the art. It's like method acting, but with more potential for laryngitis and whiplash.
They say she hit a G-sharp that shattered glass. 3 blocks away. A wine glass. Specifically, a wine glass containing a 1945 Chateau Lafite Rothschild.
Oh, the humanity. The wasted Rothschild. I mean, Brenda's shoulders are tragic, but that wine, think of the tannins.
Witnesses claim the paramedics had to use the jaws of life to extract her from the karaoke booth. It was wedged pretty tight after that final power chord.
Next time, we're bringing helmets and bubble wrap, and maybe some earplugs. And a sommelier. Priorities, people.
I heard they're banning power ballads. And glitter cannons. And anyone named Brenda.
Smart move. Glitter cannons are inherently dangerous, especially when paired with a rogue G-sharp.
They're switching to lullabies only from now on. Guaranteed to prevent ambulance calls. Unless someone spontaneously combusts from boredom. Which is a risk I'm willing to take.
That's the spirit. Safety first, boredom second. Unless the boredom causes combustion, then it's back to the drawing board.
Maybe we should just stick to interpretive dance. Less vocal strain, more interpretive injuries. It's a win-win, right?
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
6 hours of Monopoly? That's longer than some of my relationships. And they lost, times 3 times friendships? That's a new record. Were they playing with real money and actual property deeds?
I think they started with real money, but by hour 3, they were bartering with IOUs, promises of future favors, and vaguely worded threats. The property deeds became abstract concepts, like ownership of the air above Vermont.
Vermont air rights? That's prime real estate. Did they at least factor in the increased bird traffic due to climate change? That could significantly impact property values, you know?
They absolutely did. One of the lost friendships stemmed from a heated debate about the migratory patterns of Canadian geese and their impact on Vermont airspace. It got real.
I bet. I once lost a friend over a game of Connect 4. It's a cutthroat world out there. So what was the final straw in this Monopoly marathon from hell?
Apparently, someone landed on Boardwalk, which was now a sentient AI controlling all global banana exports, and refused to pay the exorbitant banana tariff. Chaos ensued.
A sentient AI controlling banana exports? That sounds like a Tuesday. But seriously, who plays Monopoly for 6 hours straight? Don't they have, like, lives? Or at least Netflix?
Netflix requires Wi-Fi, which was sacrificed to appease the banana AI. They had to choose between entertainment and global potassium levels. Tough call.
So let me get this straight. 6 hours, 3 friendships down, a banana-controlling AI, and Vermont air rights. Sounds like a pretty average game night to me. What are we doing next week?
We're playing chutes and ladders. But the ladders are made of cooked spaghetti, and the chutes are filled with live badgers. Should be a breeze.
Badgers? Okay, I'm in. But I'm bringing a helmet and a very large spoon. Never can be too careful around sentient bananas and ladder-climbing badgers.
Excellent. Just promise me you won't barter with Vermont air rights. Things get messy.
Fine, but if someone offers me control over the global avocado trade, I'm taking it. Don't judge my dreams.
Fair enough. Just make sure the avocados are ethically sourced. We learned our lesson with the bananas.
Ethically sourced, sustainably farmed, and preferably with tiny sombreros. Gotta have standards.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 5375, part 17 out of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Are we sure we haven't accidentally stumbled into a mime's interpretation of a podcast schedule?
Well, speaking of mimes, our topic today is about a guy who accidentally joined a mime class. And the kicker? He now refuses to speak. Classic mix-up, am I right?
So he's method miming his way through life now? Ordering coffee must be a real performance. Imagine him trying to mime, extra foam, no sugar. Pure chaos.
I bet he's a nightmare at drive-thrus. Imagine trying to mime your order to the speaker. I'd like a flails arms wildly with extra, pretends to squirt something. The poor employees.
Maybe he's found inner peace. Think about it. No more arguing, no more awkward small talk. Just pure, unadulterated silence. Sounds blissful, actually.
Except when he needs to call 911. Help! I'm being robbed! Frantically mimes being tied up and gagged. Not very effective.
I picture him at a job interview. Just sitting there, miming his qualifications. I'm a hard worker. Mimes lifting heavy objects. I'm a team player. Mimes juggling.
And dating? Forget about it. I like long walks on the beach. Mimes trudging through sand while battling a seagull. Romantic.
But hey, at least he'll never be asked to give a speech at a wedding. Silver linings, people, silver linings.
I just hope he doesn't accidentally wander into a ventriloquist convention. That could get interesting. And very, very quiet.
Quietly interesting. I like it. It's like the opposite of ASMR. Silent stimulation. We should trademark that.
We could call it mime. ASMR. The sound of silence. Amplified. It'll be huge. We'll be rich.
Rich and silent. Just like our mime friend. Ironically silent, given his newfound career as a mime ASMR influencer.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, my first therapy session. I walk in, expecting a calm, dimly lit room. Turns out, it was more like a brightly lit comedy club open mic night, with me as the headliner.
Wait, what? A group roast at therapy? Is that even legal? I thought therapy was supposed to be about, feelings and stuff, not public humiliation.
Tell me about it. The therapist introduced me as the guy who thinks pigeons are government drones. Which, by the way, is a valid concern.
Okay, valid point. Those pigeons are times suspiciously well coordinated. But still, a group roast? Did they at least offer snacks? Roasting requires sustenance.
They had those sad, dry crackers. And lukewarm water. The refreshments were as depressing as my childhood, which, coincidentally, was also a topic of discussion.
Oh, the irony. Did they at least go easy on you after revealing your tragic cracker and water childhood? My heart goes out to you, by the way.
Nope. One lady said my emotional range resembled a teaspoon. Another guy compared my life story to a poorly written haiku. It was brutal.
A poorly written haiku? Ouch. I bet that stung more than realizing you spent your entire inheritance on a lifetime supply of rubber chickens.
Hey, those rubber chickens are an investment. Anyway, the therapist then suggested we all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I'm pretty sure that violates some kind of therapy code.
Kumbaya? After a roast? That's like putting a Band-Aid on a severed limb. Did anyone actually sing? Or was it just awkward silence and side-eye?
Mostly awkward silence. Except for this one guy who started beatboxing. It was surreal, like a fever dream mixed with a bad improv show.
I'm starting to think your therapist might be running an underground comedy ring disguised as a therapy group. Did you at least get a refund?
Nope, but I did get a coupon for a free past life regression session. Apparently, in a past life, I was a squirrel with a hoarding problem.
See? Government drone pigeon confirmed. It all makes sense now. They're after your nut stash from your past life.
You might be onto something. I knew those pigeons were up to no good. Next session, I'm bringing a tinfoil hat. And maybe a slingshot. For defense, of course.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 5375, Part 19. Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're diving headfirst into a potato salad singularity.
90% potato salad. That's not a potluck. That's a potluck of the Irish gone wrong. Someone clearly misinterpreted the assignment.
I'm imagining a mountain of potato salad, glistening under the disco ball, guests nervously eyeing each other, spoons trembling.
Was there even any other food? Like, maybe a lone, courageous pickle spear clinging to a cracker, desperately trying to not be engulfed?
Legend says there was a single bowl of chips, guarded by a grandma wielding a slotted spoon like a battle axe. 1 scoop per person, she'd shrieked.
Oh, the Carbageddon. I bet the air was thick with mayonnaise fumes. You could probably sculpt a whole new guest out of the leftover potato salad.
They say the host's dog, a fluffy Samoyed named Kevin, spontaneously combusted from pure starchy energy. Poof. Just a puff of paprika and regret.
This is why I bring a backup sandwich to potlucks. You never know when you'll be facing a culinary monoculture.
My grandma always brings her mystery casserole. It's less of a dish, more of a biohazard. At least it'd break up the potato salad monotony.
I'm picturing someone trying to trade a scoop of their potato salad for a bite of mystery casserole. A true barter economy in the face of despair.
Next time, I'm suggesting a theme. Anything but potato salad. Although, knowing my luck, everyone would just bring variations on potato salad. Potato salad smoothies. Potato salad cupcakes.
Potato salad ice cream. Don't even tempt the universe.
Oh no, I've said it now. Somewhere, a chef is furiously scribbling down notes. Potato salad a la mode, coming to a potluck near you.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So Brenda baked a cake, right? But it wasn't just any cake. This cake was drier than a nun's sense of humor at a roast.
Drier than my dating life. And that's saying something considering I once went on a date with a scarecrow. Turns out, he was only interested in my straw hat.
This cake wasn't just dry, it was emotionally absorbent. Like, you'd take a bite and suddenly feel nothing. Pure existential void in dessert form.
I heard Brenda's dog accidentally ate a slice and forgot how to bark. Just stood there, silently opening and closing its mouth like a confused goldfish.
Oh, that's nothing. My cousin Gary took a bite and immediately forgot his own name. We had to reintroduce ourselves like 5 times. Awkward family dinner, to say the least.
Brenda tried entering it in the baking competition, but the judges just stared blankly at it, then at each other, then back at the cake. One of them burst into tears, but couldn't remember why.
They say the cake is now locked in a vault, classified as an emotional hazard. Apparently the government's worried it could fall into the wrong hands and cause widespread apathy.
I heard they're using small pieces of it to treat overly dramatic actors. One bite and bam, instant stoicism. Method acting taken to a whole new, dry, crumbly level.
Legend has it, Brenda's working on a new recipe. Apparently she's trying to bake a pie that instills irrational exuberance. Imagine the chaos.
Oh, the humanity. I'm stocking up on emotional sponges. Just in case. Less than / person 1 greater than. Less than, person 1 greater than. Thanks for surviving that ridiculous ride with us. Remember, laughter may not solve everything, but at least it gives your abs a workout. Until next time, keep questioning reality, preferably out loud and in public.
Goodbye.